Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is David, this is David K Reacts, and today is the first video of 2024. Welcome. Hope that you've had a good year so far for the few days we've had it, and may it be a wonderful year for you going ahead. On this channel I ramble with articulation about the various visual and audio elements of videos, mostly music videos, but occasionally something different. And today, I'm going to be doing one of the most requested videos on my channel since I did Sabaton's Christmas Truce, but a little over a year ago. And that is Nightwish singing Ghost Love Score live at Wacken in 2013. Couple of things about this. This is the first time I'm covering a live performance. I've done live studio performances, if you like, where it's less of a music video and more of an in-studio, just recording in studio. But I haven't covered live performances up till now because there is less visual stuff for me to describe. A lot of the time they're filmed to be a concert environment, not to have a narrative to the story and things like that, which is the kind of thing I've been breaking down to this point. This is a bit of an experiment to see how my style works with this. So we'll see about that. Additionally, this is an interesting one for me because I am going to be reacting honestly for the very first time to this performance, but I know the song, or at least I used to, back to front. I was a huge I still am a huge Nightwish fan. I haven't bought as much of their stuff recently, but I owned every album, every album up to Dark Passion Play, in hard copy CD. I had every single in CD form, with the exception of The Carpenter. I never managed to find a copy of that, but up to Amaranth. I think I still have them all. I was, big into them. And so I have heard Ghost Love Score. This was, in fact, one of the very first songs, if not the first, that I ever heard of theirs. A friend of mine back in the UK recommended it to me, and it just blew my mind. This was, literally life-altering in terms of what happened to my music taste from that point on. I'd never been into metal particularly. I liked kind of hard rock, but I'd never gone as far into metal. But discovering symphonic metal, and symphonic metal that had a female opera singer in the form of Tarja Turunen at the front, was just a musical revelation. And so yeah, I was a huge fan. I actually did an assignment on this song when I was at college. I went to a college for studio engineering and that sort of thing back in the UK, and I actually had a fairly substantial email conversation with Pip Williams, who did the sound recording for this, and I think the orchestration as well, about the recording methods used for an orchestra with supporting a metal band, which is quite fascinating and illuminating. And so I know this song. I haven't honestly listened to it for a while, and I kind of wanted to hear Nightwish again, and I figured this would be a cool way to get back into it. So I'm going to be working with memories of how this song works that are, at this point probably a couple of years old since I last heard it, but having known it very well, but hearing how Floor goes about singing this is going to be extraordinary. Floor has crept subtly into the channel with Christmas Truce because she was the singer over the credits for that video. So I have heard her on this channel, though I didn't recognize her voice at first. Of course, she's married to Hannes, from Sabaton, and so it made complete sense that they used her. I haven't heard her work with Nightwish, so this is going to be really interesting. I did hear some of Annette Olsson's work, who took over from Tarja, but I have heard Floor singing with After Forever back in the day. I gathered together every female metal band I could find, and it made for quite a fascinating mix of sounds. And so I had heard Floor sing, but hearing what she does with Nightwish, I have heard nothing but outstanding things about this performance, and I'm really fascinated to see what she does with it. So yeah, that's where I come from with all of this. For those who aren't familiar with Nightwish, Finnish symphonic metal band, who have enjoyed great success. The album that this came from was actually the most expensive album produced in Finland to date, immediately being superseded by their subsequent album as well. But these guys were big. They still are a big deal, I think. And so, yeah, this was, big stuff and awesome stuff, and their music is full-on metal supported by an entire orchestra. In the case of Once, when they recorded it, it was the London Philharmonic. Previously they'd used Finnish orchestras, but this was the London Philharmonic. And yeah, this was a sound unlike anything I'd heard back in the day. Of course, it's fairly common nowadays. It's become much more popular, but I think they were pretty much, at the fairly early forefront of this. So yeah, this should be a very interesting thing to watch, and I'm excited to see what they've done with it. I think that's everything I have to say for now, other than just go and listen to more Nightwish. And of course, check in the description, you'll see the link to the original video if for some reason you haven't seen it. But yeah, do check out their stuff. Once is an incredible album. Angels Fall First, amazing song, one of their biggest singles, I think, at the time. But it has a song entirely in Finnish, Kuolema teke get my tongue around that, Kuolema teke taitelian, which is utterly gorgeous. Like, everything on the album is great, and most of their work, in fact all of their work, is great, and it's fascinating charting them over the course of their albums, hearing how they progressed, so do check them out. But for now, welcome back to my channel, welcome if this is your first time here. This might be an interesting video. How I would normally work is I would watch the video through without interrupting it, and then go back and watch the whole thing through again, and that time pause and interrupt. I would comment over the top of both, but the second one would be an analysis based on what I had understood from what I've just seen and heard, but also from having watched it once before, where the first watch through is more of an honest, a non-stop reaction. This song is 10.5 minutes long, so whether I will do that for this, I'm not sure. Also, it's going to lack some of the visual elements that I would normally describe. It's not going, it's not going to have selective set and costuming and things like that, because this isn't a music video, this is a live performance. So I'm not quite sure how my style will translate. We'll see as we go on. Please do hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel. I would love to have you here. Hit that notification bell, and if you would care to, you can either head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts to support the channel with a one-off donation, or if you would like to support me on an ongoing basis, you can head over to patreon.com/DavidKReacts, where there is a single tier of $2 Canadian that is simply to help support the channel in an ongoing form, although it does also give you access to my Discord, where besides some cool folks who have already signed up, I also put out sneak peeks by uploading the thumbnail for a video early, as soon as YouTube has accepted it, which is usually the day before. So if you happen to enjoy sneak peeks, you can get them there. That's everything I have to say. This has been a long enough intro already, so without any further delay, I'm going to jump in and check out Nightwish. Oh, no, sorry, first, I almost forgot. I apologize. I would like to say some thanks. Alex Walker and B. Stankar both bought me coffees recently, and I'm very grateful to you for that. And I would also like to welcome my new patrons, Angela, Carol, Sally, Jennifer, Ashley, and Karina. Thank you all for joining my Patreon. I am very grateful to have you there and for your continued support of my channel. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. Now, without any further delay, here is Nightwish performing Ghost Love Score live at Wacken in 2013. Oh, this brings back memories. Oh, this is so familiar to me. This blew my mind when I was young. And seeing them perform, they were my first ever concert too. I went nuts when they played this. The sound with the orchestra is just so big. I love it. Okay, here we go. Gorgeous. Ooh. Her tone is amazing. Ooh. I like her change. She's changed the melody slightly there. I like it. Oh, she sounds so good! So does the band. They were always incredible live.
Siren from the deep came to me, sang my name, my longing. Still I wrote my song.
This lighting's beautiful. I had that t-shirt. Oh, lovely. I love the build in the voice there. Empu is always just so effortlessly cool. Yes, sir, thank you. Oh, I love what they've done with that screen in the back. Keeps for an interesting visual even while the band isn't playing. I always love that clarinet line. Such a great interjection. And then the bassoon repeats it. Oh. The orchestration in this song is just stunning. This must be such a vibe in a location like this that's so many people. I think the most I ever saw them with was about 3,500 people. I don't know how many are here. I never got to go to Wacken, even though I really wanted to. I like she's got a bit more of a kind of, like pop rock tone to her than Tarja did. Oh. Oh, I like that fall there. Oh, yes. And that kind of rock growl is something I don't think Talia ever really brought. That wasn't her style, and I was expecting it from Floor, and I love that she's waited to now to bring it in. Oh, yes. What must that feel like, to be on the stage with that coming to you? She's a consummate show person. Yuka's drums in this are just phenomenal. Oh, she sings this! Oh, I like that. Ooh. Oh, I love that jump. That's great. This section was so operatic with Talia, and I really love what Flora is doing here, actually. Oh, yes. She's using so many different vocal styles and so much of her range, which is... Oh! My point. Woo! Wow! Oh, wow! Goodness me, that is good! Wow, she brought a whole new dimension to that song for me. That's incredible. And she's an extraordinary singer. That is not in any kind of doubt. But the amount she used her voice... I realize... Oh, hello. Are we being graced? We are. Mr. Timmy, say hello to your fans. Hey, bud. First video of the year and we have a Timmy visit. Hey, kid. Hello. Yeah, the amount that she brought to that, don't get me wrong, I love Taya's rendition of Ghost Love Score, and I think that the operatic tone that she brought to it was perfect. And I think, particularly in its time, I think when Ghost Love Score came out, it was such an extraordinary sound. This... For 2013, This makes complete sense to me. And I think it fits in more with what symphonic metal has become since then. But I'm no expert at this. And if you want to dispute that statement in the comments, please do so constructively. I'd love to know if I'm off piece there. But to me, it feels like it's a bit more... It's the more contemporary sound. And I think that's astonishing. The amount of different vocal qualities that Floor uses throughout that is mind-numbing. This is a long song. It's 10.5 minutes. I think I want to say it's something like 10 minutes, 35 seconds on the original. I remember looking at it and thinking, or 10:08 or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I remember looking at it and thinking, wow, that's long, and then finished listening to it for the first time and wondered where the rest of it was. Not because there was anything missing from the song, but because I couldn't believe 10 minutes went by that fast. Tuomas did an extraordinary job working on this. I think, it's a phenomenal song. And that went by just as quickly for me, I think, which is great. I love that. I think Floor pays tribute to the original. Like, she does a lot of stuff that is the same as, in a similar style to what Taya did, and then some bits where it's her vocal style, but with the same melody and the same notes and all that sort of thing. And then she takes things and does her own thing with them a bit. And I love that too, because this is a song that, as has just been proven, can be interpreted. And she interpreted it so very well. I don't have enough good things to say about that. This was every bit as good as over a year's worth of build-up led me to believe it would be. And to sing that well live. And this was very early, I think, in Floor's time with Nightwish. I think I read somewhere that the DVD that this is a part of was her first official recorded something with them. She wasn't on an album yet. She wasn't on a single yet. Like, this was piece of media number one. That is absolutely marvelous for a first effort and for live performance. Nightwish was always astonishing live. Taya was always astonishing live. I never saw them with a net. I saw them, I don't know how many times, and I never detected a bum note. I was always carried by them. And so I would expect it to be good, but that was mesmerizing. If I do my usual style with this video, I'm going to be here for 2 hours. But like I said, there's a lot of visual elements that I can't kind of talk about. So what I think I'm going to do is just jump through bits and pieces. So for those of you who are interested in hearing a little bit more analysis, I'm not going to be doing the entire song. I'm just going to skip to, every half minute or so and just talk about whatever's happening at that point, because I think for something this long at this point, that's sort of the best thing for me to do. Maybe down the line I will do a full analysis of this, but it does lack, as I say, some of the there was more visual stuff going on than I expect. I mean, they always have a great light show, but there was a lot particularly here, and it was very evocative, but it's not, as I say, not a music video. So this will be a slightly different style, but let's just go back and just check this out again for a bit and see what's what. The first time I saw them live, my mind, as soon as I heard the first chord, I knew exactly what was coming. I was at what venue was it? I can't remember now. It was a venue in central London. There was probably 2,000 people there. And I think I was the only one who, really yelled out between those two things of 3 songs. And it stands out to this day as one of my weirdest concert memories. But I mean, what an extraordinary... It's such a powerful intro, isn't it? I know this whole intro is quite long before whoever it is that's singing the song comes in and starts singing. There's a lot of stuff here, but my goodness, it sets a scene. And I love you get this powerful Yuka's drums here, that very powerful tom rhythm going on. It's such a potent start to the thing. And to have it so kind of, it's not setting a beat at this point. It's in time with the phrase pattern that the orchestra's playing, which is great. You've got Tuomas going nuts on the keyboard as well. There's a lot going on here. I didn't talk about Tuomas or Marco as much during that first watch through, but their work throughout this is spectacular, of course. I did want to stop on this as soon as it came up. I love Tuomas's setup here, where he has this kind of, looks almost like a pipe organ rising out of the stage. That's just really cool. He didn't have that when I saw them live, but that's a really cool addition. And here, adding just there's some really cool things in the arrangement of this song, but adding in the snare drums, so you get the but, you still have the going on underneath it. But now with the snare brought in as well, it's just everything picks up the pace when you get that figure in the orchestra. It just changes up the song. We're moving another step, and we're still not bringing in the singer. Like, they do so much in this intro. It's amazing. And what I do love about this is you can actually hear Marco. I find sometimes the bass gets swallowed a little bit. You're aware that it's down there somewhere with metal bands, but you don't necessarily hear. It's more of it's part of the harmony in the sense that it's I don't quite know it's in the atmosphere of the song, but you can't necessarily pick it out. You can hear Marco playing in this. Like, this is mixed very, very well for for outdoor stuff. I don't know what it would have sounded like in the actual atmosphere, but the mixing coming off the board is fantastic. Also, Empu and Marco always played so well off each other. I always enjoyed watching them on stage. Okay, right as she starts to sing, we're 1 minute and 20 seconds into the song, and what fascinates me so much is as we get to the point where we're introducing the singer, the entire song slows down. Not in tempo, particularly. Like, we've still got some... It might a little bit, I'm not sure. But we've still got motion going on. There's still pace driving us forwards. But we've gone from this... And we get to this... Like, it's not what you'd expect to pull right back. But because we've had 1 minute and 10 seconds of frenetic orchestra going into full-on metal, heavy drums the whole way through, it's so earned to drop back at this point. I love it so much. I think it's one of the things that really interests me, and it's one of the things that makes this song such a story, is the singer has so far to go from this starting point. And until we get that big guitar slide down, the sound of predominantly Yuka, Marco, and Fleur just performing together there, it's so bare compared to just... And there's a little more to it than just that, but that's the forefront of what we're hearing. It's such a great quality to have as that focal point. It's really, really impressive. What they do with sound in this song is just great. Also, can we talk about this costume? Because it's fantastic. I love this kind of the short skirt, but with the cape coming down behind it. It's I can't even see how that's attached to see how it plays into it. But that's such a great look. It's everything about how Floor is presented here is just cool. You've got the gems around the eyes, you've got the bracelet, you've got the choker. Everything about this costume is awesome. They've always looked cool. Nightwish always looked cool. But this in particular, I think is just a really, really, really cool thing to be wearing. Oh yeah, and the chains on the shoulders too. Very awesome. I love what she does there. This sort of... Why am I even trying that? She is... I'm not aping it correctly, of course. I'm not even in the same galaxy in terms of quality of singing. But I love how she kind of goes from this... She's a fairly classical sound. And it becomes quite... very forward and almost, it's a little bit more rocky, a little bit more poppy, and then she goes back into almost an operatic tone. The amount she is playing with her voice throughout this is astonishing. I just want to listen to that again. By the time... Whoop, stupid spacebar again. By the time she changes that... By the time she changes the sound very slightly, you can see her mouth widening as she goes. It's phenomenal what she's able to do. And she's so restrained. Like that whole section there... she's just been singing those exact notes with a like full-on sound, and now it's same note, but so pulled back, so it's the amount that she changes the intention of the sound by how she pushes and pulls on so many different aspects: pitch, rock versus classical sound, volume. It's incredible. She really plays with this. That was such a lovely move there from the lighting. Whoever did the lighting for this, phenomenal job. Going from that, you had that full of fiery background, lots of you got a variety of light going on, and now we pull back into this kind of deep blue ocean type quality as we go into this slightly quieter section of the song. A beautiful move. It's so evocative, and it's adding to the storytelling that's going on throughout the narrative of this. I love that. That's always a change I've enjoyed. In the middle of that, just having the drums and the bass suddenly come back in again. I also love how much almost like a snake, Yuka's just at the back there, kind of just that stretch he had. Even as all he's doing is playing offbeat ride cymbal. And yet he manages to make that look cool. It's so captivating. Again, there, she just let loose a little bit more push coming from the voice there, and then she just pulls it back again as Empu comes in with the guitar solo. Beautiful work. I love that flood of white light on him as well as he's performing. Just, again, it's such a simple thing. Every concert you get those moments where you highlight somebody, but it's just, there's something about the lighting on this stage is really, really effective. I'm just for time, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here because we sort of have the orchestra playing for a while. It's interesting. I don't remember if he did this when I saw them, or if they did this while I saw them, to actually leave the stage while the orchestra has its moment. It's nice because, you know, even though this is a backing track playing, there isn't an orchestra here, they're still paying respect to the fact that there were however many musicians, and actually Pip told me, and I can't remember for the life of me how many it was now, but however many musicians of the London Philharmonic playing, it's giving them a moment, and I think that's one of the things I like about this lighting design too. You know, we have this screen at the back with this water imagery, we've got the lights, but not a lot is happening, and it allows the audience to focus in on the orchestra for a minute. I know, talking about respecting them, I just skipped past that point, but, you know, I also talked about it while it was playing the first time around. But, you know, I like that. It's a nice touch. And it's kind of cool as well, because, of course, you're getting this live concert vibe of seeing him kind of gearing himself up before he goes back up onto the drum stool. Now, Taya sang this whole section so much more operatically, and I love that we're getting this much more kind of straight classical sort of performance from Fleur here. Again, I think it sort of suits the more contemporary sound, but actually I also think this suits this point in the song slightly better. There are bits of Taya's performance I prefer, and there are bits of Fleur's performance I prefer. And I'd have to listen to this many more times, because I imagine I listened to the original probably over 1,000 times over the years. So this has a bit of catching up to do, although it's exceptionally impressive. So I can't comment onto a preferred version, and I won't during the course of this video. But there are definitely parts where I prefer one performer and what they're doing. But this just works so very well at this point. I love that fall off that she does there. That wasn't in the original, if I remember correctly. It went on from the da-da to da-da, if I recall correctly. But I like that she's got a little bit of operatic in her voice, and it's kind of cool, and it's good for somebody taking over as well, because Annette's style was different to Taya as well, and of course Fleur's taken over from Annette, not from Taya directly. But it's good that I think it's adds to the strength of Floor with the band, showing that she can do what the original sound was also. She's not coming in and completely changing the sound. She can do that too, and does. And that's really smart. And then she can do this, which is completely different, and I love it. Fantastic. The choice to go into that kind of slight rock growl in the voice at this point, perfect. Again, that engaging the crowd too. I don't remember ever hearing. I think that's a thing she's brought in, of having the "hey" 4 times there, and then the audience is just going to run with it. That's great, and it's really cool seeing them engage. That must have felt so good being on stage, hearing so many voices just call back to you and enjoy the music. Yeah. Okay, a few things I love here. These fans of fire are really cool. The pyrotechnics were always impressive for Nightwish, but I love what they're doing with this. Her choice to sing here is great, and her choice to do it in an operatic tone really fits. Because there's a lot of orchestra back in at this point in time. She kind of plays with her voice also in accordance to what the song is demanding, but also in accordance to what the elements are that are playing at that point in time. I feel like, and I'd have to go back and check this because I'm only picking up on this now and I might be mistaken, in which case my apologies, but I feel like she's becoming a little more operatic when there's more orchestra present, and a little more classical, and a little more rock when there's more band present. And that makes complete sense. But I love that she's able to do that. The fact that she can flex between those two based upon what is being played instrumentally is fantastic. That choice to start "Redeem Me" down there, I don't recall. I'm trying to remember what the original is at that point, but I feel like she's done something slightly different melodically. I forget how the original goes. Whatever it is, I love the choice to have a little bit more depth in the voice at that moment and then just immediately pop back up. I think if she'd sung the whole phrase lower, it might not have worked so well, but having that as a kind of rich entry, it brings the ear to attention because you're hearing something you haven't heard yet, and I really like that. And now we go up. Great choice, because she gives all this power as the chorus comes in the background. Love the chorus. I think you probably may have caught me in the initial reaction singing along with the chorus at one point. The chorus part in this, I would have given anything to be in the choir for this. It's such a cool part. But then she can drop back again because she's powered the chorus back into the song again, and then she drops back and sings this much cooler, much more reserved again. This, so good. I'm curious what Empu was indicating there with the circle. Just performance, I think. He always was very engaging on stage, so it doesn't surprise me to see him doing a lot. Like even that section where he wasn't playing, and he just walked past and basically said hi to Marco and Tuomas while he was walking around the stage. Like he was always engaged with everything that was going on, whether he was playing or not. Oh, now there's a chase. She comes in on this with this operatic tone and then again cuts out of it with this powerful sound. My goodness, she sounds good here. And this is a great shift. I think that's a perfect point to go into her version of the song. Like she's cutting away from the more operatic rendition that Talia gave. This did fantastic stuff. That's so good. What a note! That's extraordinary. Like that's so good. That sounds amazing. She is such a good singer. She really is. I haven't talked much about camera work because it's mostly been these big sort of sweeping shots and things like that, and then cutting into things. I love this camera move here, where she has her hand up and we just slowly focus in on the hand. Such an interesting choice, and it's really cool. You just want to rock out with this. It is so good. I also love her choice there. As we get that, we had that final note, there's the pause, and then boom, and she puts gestures back to Yuka as we go into that final sort of ending riff. There's something really cool about that. I'm not singing. I'm going to present the band as they play out the song. That's very cool. Wow, that was so good. That was truly incredible. Floor did an astonishing job of that. Very, very well performed. Such a good story told throughout that in terms of how she used her voice, how she interacted with the music. That was fantastic. I'm very, very glad that was my first video of the year. I feel like that started off strong. I ended up analysing most of it, actually. I just jumped over. I realised the orchestral section in the middle where there was less performance on stage. But I was sort of more looking at the live performance anyway. That was just incredible. I really loved it. This song, as I say, this got me into metal, into symphonic metal in particular, female-fronted even more in particular, and into a love of this band that lasted, well, still lasts, but lasted in a very active and strong way for well over a decade. And as I say, they were my first ever concert that I went to, and I saw them more than anybody else, and this proves why. On top of which, introducing me to their latest kind of what's the word? Composition of people. Although I think the floor, I don't know actually. What's their makeup now? Is it still Thomas Empu? Right. Okay, yes, there's a different Yuka. And Kai has come in as well. Who's the new drummer? Right. Yes, okay, I was right. I was going to say I feel like it's changed a little bit. But yeah, this was such a good intro to Floor singing with them. My goodness. She's perfect. That was phenomenal. Thank you very much for joining me for this. I hope that you enjoyed this. It was a slightly different video for me because of the nature of it being a live performance. Let me know what you think about me talking about it. Like, this one has a lot of story to it, which is why I figured it wasn't a bad one for me to kind of come into it. And I mean that in terms of how the music ebbs and flows as much as I mean about the lyrics. Actually, quickly, any information about this particular thing? Directed by Ville Lapiainen. I apologize if I miserably butchered that. Interesting, I got momentarily thrown off there because in the description of the video it says that Nightwish is Kai. Nightwish is, and then lists the folks, and lists Kai. But that was Yuka, right? I'm not going crazy. I hope I didn't get that blisteringly wrong the entire way throughout. Yeah. Oh, wow. I just saw here 85,000 screaming metalheads. 17 cameras. That's extraordinary. And this was at the end of the Imaginarium World Tour. That was fantastic. So thank you very much, as I say, for being here and watching with me. I hope that I was able to bring something to you, maybe something you hadn't thought of in terms of the performance or the song or the band. If you hadn't heard them before, they're fantastic. That is my hope. I really appreciate you for watching with me, especially if you're still here at the end. Please do like the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to decide how often YouTube tells you I'm posting. And if you would care to and would like to donate, you can head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts or patreon.com/DavidKReacts. That's it for this one. I'll be back again with another video this week, but thanks once again for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, I don't know, 11:22 a.m., whatever time it happens to be whenever you're watching this. Take care, look after yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.